a 2024 gun collection review. Start off with the oldest and then go from there. So, off the bat, and just a heads up, there's nothing that's loaded here. There's no ammunition in here. Everything is empty. We've got a Springfield Armory M1911. This guy was made in 1914, and it is a fairly rare 1911 since there's only 30,000 of these made during World War I. It's got all the markings on it. I've done a full video on this guy already. History, shooting it for the first time, all that good stuff. So if you want to know more about that, check that out. Sticking with the 1911s, let's go with the Rock Island Armory M1911A1. This is the shorter version. I think it's got like a 3.5-inch barrel or something like that. The spring is much lighter than on the original 1911. I've had this guy for quite a while. It is now missing one screw in the grip, but I've also had this for, God, probably 10 years or so. Good little gun. Next up, we've got the Smith & Wesson M1917 45 ACP revolver. This guy is a World War I handgun. It, like I said, it shoots 45 ACP. It is one of the two models that was made, one by Smith & Wesson and one by Colt. They are a pretty badass gun. I've done another video on this, so if you're ever interested, just go in my backlog and check out a history and a shooting video on this guy here. Up next, we've got the Smith & Wesson Model 10. This guy's a 38 ACP revolver. I believe this one was made in 1949 or the late 40s, if I am correct. It is not a World War II military one, unfortunately, but I got this from a pretty good friend, and this is also a very fun little revolver that is just a good little weighted 38 ACP. So, speaking of 38 ACPs, we've got this Ruger LCRX. The LCRX has the bobbed hammer. The LCR does not. This guy is another great little lightweight, small 38 snub nose. Little Saturday night special right there. Going back to Smith & Wesson's, this is my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. This is my everyday carry. I've been carrying this for about 5 years-ish now. I'm a big fan of it. The only things I've done to this guy is I've put True Glow night sights onto it, and I've added this Phoenix GL19R weapons light to it. Other than that, everything else is stock on it. But I am a big fan of this guy right here. Next is the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 45. I've had this guy even longer. I don't use it quite as much. Usually I'll throw it in a little to-go bag, and I'll kind of have it with me if I'm not carrying my full size, just as a little backup. But yeah, for a 45 ACP, it's lightweight, it's single stack, and that thing is pretty accurate and fun. Newest handgun to the edition is this little Smith & Wesson 22 Compact, M&P 22 Compact. This thing's a little tack driver, pretty accurate, and like I said, very fun to shoot. So that is the little M&P, the Smith & Wesson M&P Compact 22. And that covers it for my handguns. Alright, now we're starting with the oldest gun, going from there. This is the Winchester 1897. Now, this is not a military actual trench gun. This was dated 1901, and I believe it to have been a riot gun that already had the 20-inch barrel that I put a heat shield, repro heat shield on it to make it a little World War I trench gun clone. But, like I said, it is not an original military model. But this was made in 1901, and this thing runs like a freaking top for being 123 years old. I absolutely love this gun, even though it's not military correct and all period correct and all that for being a World War I trench gun. I don't care. I absolutely love this gun, and I got it for way cheap. And yeah, so Winchester 1897 trench gun clone made in 1901. Next up, we have the SMLE, or the Short Magazine Lee Enfield. This guy is the #1 Mark III, and it was made in 1916 by Enfield. This is a British World War I rifle here. I've only gotten to shoot this guy once because, unfortunately, 303 has become quite hard to come by for a decent price these past couple of years. And I have the bayonet for it and everything. But yes, I do love this gun. I just wish I could shoot it more for cheap. Like I said, British 303 is... those days of cheap 303 are gone, unfortunately. Next up is the M1917 Enfield. This guy is the 30-06 bolt-action rifle that was mainly used in World War I. This guy here was made in 1918, literally the month after the war ended. But still, this thing is accurate. This thing is badass. It cycles very smoothly, and it is a nice, heavy wooden 30-06. And I absolutely love this rifle. I've got the bayonet for it and everything, but yeah, this thing is a dream to shoot, and despite popularity in movies and whatnot, the 1917 was used more than the 1903. Speaking of M1903s, here is a Rock Island Arsenal M1903 that I believe was made in either the 1919 or 1920s. I'm not 100% sure. I had a little bit of trouble trying to match serial numbers for the Rock Island Arsenals. But either way, this guy, again, 30-06 bolt-action rifle that was used during World War I. It's got good weight to it. It's nice and accurate. This was re-arsenaled by San Antonio Arsenal in 1944. It was rebarreled, and it has the Arsenal stamp in it. But this is one I don't shoot quite as much because it's still in pretty pristine condition. But I do absolutely love this as a collector's piece. Next up, this is actually the first Milsurp gun I've ever bought. I was probably 18 or 19 when I got this at a gun show for $300, believe it or not. This bad boy is a 1939 dated K98K, or K98K. This guy was rebored into 308. This is what they call an Israeli rebuild. So it has got the Star of David stamps on it. It's got the Hebrew proof stamping on it. It's got the German Eagles marred out. It's got 7.62 burnt into the stock. Shoots 308. This guy is the gun I've had probably the longest. And I absolutely love this one as well. It is super accurate. It's just a little tank. And like I said, I bought this at a gun show for cheap years and years and years ago. Didn't know the history about it and did the research and was just fascinated, and as one gun I always swore I would never get rid of. Next on deck, we have this 1944 dated Inland M1 carbine. Just pretty much everything I'm showing you, especially the World War I and the World War II guns, they're all bucket list guns. This was something I'd wanted for a very long time. Yet again, ammo is getting to be very expensive in .30 carbine. But I freaking love this gun. I would shoot it so much more if the ammo was just cheaper and more plentiful like it was just a handful of years ago when you could get cheap surplus Korean ammo. Now it's a little bit harder, but I like pretty much everything about this gun. It is lightweight, it is accurate, it is fast. You can get it in the 15 or 30 round magazines that works flawlessly in both. I absolutely love this gun, and I would shoot it a ton more if the ammo was just more plentiful. But 1944 dated Inland M1 carbine. And the last of the full actual original World War II guns is my 1943 dated Springfield Armory M1 Grand. Everyone should love M1 Grands. Like, how do you not? This is just one of the greatest rifles ever made, in my opinion. It's iconic, it feels good, it looks amazing, it's fun to shoot. Everyone loves a good ping. God bless the M1 Grand. Now we're on to the World War II semi-auto clones. So this guy is the Auto Ordnance Thompson SBR. It is a short-barreled rifle because it has the 10.5-inch barrel. I put an original World War II era stock on here that also has a San Antonio Arsenal stamp on it and the proof marking. just to give it a little more character, a little more flair. Yeah, this gun is, yet again, absolutely awesome. I mean, ergonomically, it's awful. It's heavy. It's long. The stock to bring it up and actually wield it is uncomfortable. It's blocky, but goddamn, is it one of the coolest guns ever made. This is the ATI, or American Tactical Imports / German Sports Guns MP40 semi-automatic clone. It is a pistol. It does not have the folding stock, otherwise that would be an SBR. But for, I think, a $500 little fun range gun, this thing is awesome. No, it's not exact replica. There are a few things that are slightly different. But it is still a hell of a gun, and it is a lot of fun to shoot and take to the range. 30-round magazines, 9mm, semi-auto. A great little hip blaster. ATI GSG MP40. And the last of the World War II semi-auto clones is the most badass gun I've ever bought, and also the most expensive gun I've ever bought. This is the M1917 A4. Again, this is semi-automatic, but it is belt-fed. This thing is just pure freaking awesome. It is a beast. It is 30-ish pounds, 30 to 35 pounds. Just the gun itself, not including the tripod and the T&E and the pintle. This one is not, it's not World War II original. It's not full auto, but it is made by Allied Armament. They probably used, you know, a kit. It could be an Israeli kit or a surplus kit, who knows. But it's not original military, but this thing, like I said, is freaking sweet. Just absolute beast of a gun. Alright, let's start our modern era stuff. This is my AR-15 that I built forever ago. It is a Delton lower, a VLTOR upper. It is a Adams Arms piston kit inside of it, a DPMS barrel, Magpul furniture. As far as grip, bad lever, trigger guard, angled vertical grip, and stock. And then it's got an old school EOTech on it. And then it has the Vertex magnifier, flip up magnifier on it. I just happened upon some parts and decided to give this one a build. So there's that. Then I have this AR pistol. This guy is a Spikes tactical lower with a Bear Creek Arsenal upper. Yes, go ahead. Mock me for being a poor. I don't give a shit. It's got a Gamma muzzle brake on it. It is the VG6. I've got Magpul backup irons on it. Bad lever. Again, Magpul furniture as far as grip. Bought this lower just because it had the Jolly Roger on it. And it's a little pirate one. And instead of safety, semi, and full, which is not full, but it just still says it. It says Parlay, Plunder, and R. And I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of look like a pirate. Big fan of pirates, so I built this little pirate pistol, mostly just for fun at the range. And I got my Save a Pup Abolish the ATF sticker on the brace because reasons, which is by the Gun Owners of America. Support them or support the Firearms Policy Coalition. Either one, great organizations that are doing things. So yeah, little pirate pistol just for funsies. Next, we've got my PSA AKV9. Yet another just absolute awesome gun. This thing is accurate. It's fun. It looks beautiful. Just an absolute beast of a little gun. I like the brake that's on it. I highly recommend giving this guy a try if you're looking for a nice little 9mm pistol that comes with a brace and is just a blast to shoot. So yeah, highly recommended the PSA or Palmetto State Armory AKV-9. Next, we're looking at the American Tactical Imports AK-47 or AT-47, I think is what they were calling it at the time. I don't even know if they make these anymore. I have no clue. I got this such a long time ago. Mixed feelings on it because I was trying to attach an AR style tube on it. I had bought in the stamped receiver kit, didn't fit, contacted them. They milled out receivers to fit stamped parts kits, which was kind of wonky, so neither one really fit correctly without modification. But cool things about, ignore that, cool things are, I did put a Magpul style stock on this, Magpul grip, Magpul AVG, Midwest Industries, rail, not a, yeah, it is a quad rail, a little quad rail furniture set. And then I put a Krebs custom safety on here. This guy charges left hand or right hand. So there we are, the ATI AT-47. My new AK love is this PSA AK-103. I just got this not too long ago. I've only put about 400 or so rounds through it. Yet again, it's got that little ledge for the safety, which makes that a huge improvement in my opinion. It has the triangular metal folding stock, AK-74 style muzzle brake on it. This is in 7.62x39, but it does have that 74 style muzzle brake. This has a rail side mount on it. I'm probably going to end up either getting a railed dust cover or replacing the back sight with a rail option so I can put a red dot on this. But yeah, like I said, so far with my 400 or so rounds through it, I'm impressed. I'm really enjoying it. So, PSA Palmetto State Armory, AK-103. Alright, now we've got this little Henry lever action 22. This is a great little plinkster. My dad actually gave this one to me. Not much else to say. It's just kind of an older Henry 22. Nothing too crazy about it. Just got the little big winter kind of lever on it. Like I said, my father gave this to me years ago. It's one I'll always keep just because of, sentimental value. And it is really just a fun little gun, super accurate, and 22 is still cheap. So that's something I'll hang on to forever. And then, oh God, last but not least, I believe, is this little Remington TAC-14. Of course, I had to get one back when they were still relatively cheap. They've gone up a little bit the last couple of years. This is the TAC-14 with the wood on it. So I think they called this the WWII Pro. The Witness Protection used to use these back in the 70s. So it's an homage to that with the little solid metal sling thing and a little sling swivel on the back there. And like I said, that little duckbill wooden grip. It does have a side saddle. It's just empty at the moment. This thing is pretty badass, I'm not going to lie. It's a blast to, again, hip fire and just bring it to the range and have fun with. I don't know that I'd use it for home protection, but it would make someone's day pretty freaking bad, that's for sure. But I think that's it. I think that's everything. Thanks for tuning in. I tried to go through this as quick as possible. I hope y'all enjoyed. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, until next time.